Hello, I'm the Pirate Novelist, your captain through the rough seas of media, and it's time for another concert diary, rather, concert diaries. I will talk about, again, signings in just a moment, but I did want to talk about the concerts. Oh my gosh. Pop Evil, for their sixth show, did not disappoint. They played a lot of songs from this album. I definitely know they played Waking Lions, they played Ex Machina, and I think Be Legendary. And then, of course, they played the staples like Trenches and Deal with the Devil. So it was a fun show. Fun fact, the second time that I saw Pop Evil, I drove 5 hours to Greensboro, North Carolina, to be in the parking lot of a gentleman's club and Antique Mall. They're two separate buildings. It's not a gentleman's club and Antique Mall. They're two separate buildings in the same area. For a chili wing fling or like chili cook-off for the local rock station down there. And there were maybe like 200 or so people there. And this was just when Onyx was out. So that was fun. And I got to talk to them about that when I met them. And their set was absolutely fantastic. Much better than Stone Temple Pilots set. Again, I'm not bashing. I love Stone Temple Pilots. But I just wasn't impressed with what they had to offer live. I did get to hear part of Seven Dust's set. They were really good. But they were on a little early in my opinion. You know, that's what it's out of my control. It's, whatever the scheduling happens to be. And then Stone Sour comes on. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I waited so long to finally see Stone Sour live, but they were fantastic. And I honestly forgot how much of Stone Sour's music I actually knew. I thought, oh no, am I not going to know any? I mean, I knew I was going to know a lot of stuff, but sometimes when a band comes on and I only know a couple songs, I'm like, okay, am I going to be nervous? I'm going to have people sing along. I'm like, am I going to be like, do I know this? And surprisingly, I knew, I'd say 98% of everything. I was like, wow. It was absolutely fantastic. And they pulled a bunch of stuff from their first album all the way up to the new album. So it was a great mix. The thing with the two stages was they, each stage got about, the side stage would get about maybe like 20 or so minutes, 35 minutes for like the main headliners. And then you would get about 35 minutes for the main stage and 60 minutes for the co-headliners, which are later in the evening. And that show was absolutely fantastic. Corey comes out and, rocks it. And then he walks out with the cane. So apparently, the Carolina Rebellion, which happens around this same weekend, the Luau weekend happens to be the same weekend as the Rebellion. Mainly it's on the Friday. So this year it was the Saturday, I guess, because they wanted to still do Cinco de Mayo. I'd say it's Cinco de Mayo dos, because last year was on Cinco de Mayo. But, bands will come up from the Rebellion or they'll leave for the Rebellion right from that show. So apparently, Corey sprained his calf muscle. And he walks out after like the first two songs after jumping around and saying, hey guys, yeah, you guys are keeping me going. And then he just throws the cane and you completely forget about it halfway through the show. They played a good mix, like I said, of the old and the new stuff. So stuff like Say You'll Haunt Me, Through Glass, 30, 30, 20. I'm butchering probably these titles for just a moment. I'll leave a link to Setlist.fm with the couple of bands that I did see in the description below. You just click on that, and there are other users who were there. They'll put up the set list, and you can easily just listen to YouTube videos for those sets. I love Setlist.fm. It helps me to remember the shows that I went to. If I can't get the set list, I will print that out and have it in my nice scrapbook to keep. So, Stone Sour was absolutely fantastic. Corey was running around the stage. He was using a confetti cannon. He was basically drinking out of a bottle, throwing it up in the air, you know, getting everybody wet in the pit. It was absolutely fantastic. And just high energy, really awesome from, you know, everything. Even Corey just himself on stage with just his guitar and the microphone. It was just high energy, go, go, go. Made you really feel good, got involved with the crowd, made you feel welcome, made you feel like, you know, this whole group of people, this 1,000 some odd people, you're part of this small-knit community family. And when Corey asked who had been there for the first time to see them, and I raised my hand, it was like 3/4 of the crowd, and he was really surprised and, you know, pumped up and getting the crowd going. It was fantastic. I cannot sing the high praises enough of Corey Taylor and everybody in Stone Sour. I even love Slipknot music, but if you have a chance, do not mind that it's a little heavier. You owe it to yourself, if you at least know one song by Stone Sour, to go see them. They put on an absolutely fantastic stage show. So, towards the end, this is really funny. You know, they had sparks, they had flashing lights, all that fun stuff. And then they brought out the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. And they were all on the stage. There was 2 in the back for the drummer. And they were just flapping around going for the final song. They were the cutest things, and it made me just break out into hysterics. You know, some of them were moving and shaking. And there was one. There was one in the back corner. So imagine I'm the drummer. There's one here, and then there's a green one right here by the Doors poster. And all it would do was this. It would slowly start to nod off. Slowly start to nod off, and I'm thinking, oh goodness, is it going to bap the drummer in the head? And then he'd pop up. And then he'd slowly start to nod off. He'd slowly start to nod off. Slowly start, pop up! It was one of the funniest things out there. Oh my gosh, I'm still laughing thinking about it. And, you know, they brought the sparks out with it, and I thought, oh goodness, are one of these arm men gonna freaking catch on fire? And it was absolutely fantastic, which worried me, because I'm going to introduce a new term for you, and that is getting seathered. So, I'll explain in just a moment. So, Stone Sour was absolutely fantastic, and there was about a half hour in between Stone Sour and Alice in Chains. And I thought, oh my goodness, is Alice in Chains, I'm absolutely going to love their set. I knew I was going to love their set. I absolutely love their set. They always put on a good show. But I thought, are they going to not be as good as Stone Sour? Are they going to get seathered? During one of the Lunatic Luau's, I met the band Seether. This was the, I don't know where I got this. Actually, I got this shirt when I saw Seether the very first time when they played the Uproar Festival. And they were with Avenged Sevenfold and Bullet for My Valentine. I didn't get a chance to see Bullet's set. I really had no interest. I do listen to their music, but I'm not like a mega fan, and that's okay. You know, there was something for everybody at this concert, which was great. So this was my Seether shirt that I got when I saw them in 2011, same year that I went to my first Warped Tour. And I got this signed at the 2013 Lunatic Luau. At that 2013 Lunatic Luau, that was when they had 3 Days Grace. 3 Days Grace put on an absolutely spectacular headlining set. Like, that would be that was actually my favorite time of seeing them. I've seen them twice with Adam and twice with Matt. And I was, no, I think it was 1 and 1. My memory is a little foggy. It's been a long weekend, and it's towards the end of the day that I'm filming this. But, so I thought, okay, what's Seether going to do? So, 3 Days Grace has these, raised stairs. They have, the drummer up here. They have, like, radioactive canisters. They got pyrotechnics. They got lights. They got sparks. They got fire. Fantastic set. High energy. High energy. So, for Seether, of course, it's just 3 guys. And, it was just them and a background like this. So I thought, okay. Minimal stage, cool. The crowd was not into it at all. I mean, I enjoyed the set, but the crowd was yawning, basically. They did not have the crowd on their side, and I feel so bad. Because, see, there's a great band, and they are really good live, trust me. But, they had a lackluster set. I think it was because 3 Days Grace blew them out of the water. So, the term getting seethered, I might put something down here at the bottom, is when you have 2 or more bands, and there's like, maybe like an opener, and then there are 2 co-headlining bands, like Money Mentor, for example. There was Fall Out Boy and Paramore, and they would probably swap off for the nights, if I remember correctly. Imagine if Paramore put on such a good set that it blew Fall Out Boy out of the water. That did not happen. They were both absolutely fantastic. But if Paramore put on a hell of a set, and if they blew Fall Out Boy out of the water, I would have said they got seethered. So, reining it back, I was worried that Alice in Chains was going to get seethered. They had a very minimalistic stage. Some lights, some hanging lights. Didn't look like any pyro or anything. And I thought, oh great. Well, crap. Stone Sour was absolutely fantastic. Oh man. What are Alice in Chains going to do? Alice in Chains were fantastic. My gosh. The only crime I would say is I wish we didn't have a sound ordinance in my city where we have to cut off at 11 p.m. because I wish they could have gone longer. That's the other injustice of the evening was they didn't get to play as long as they should have. But for the hour that I got, actually longer, fantastic. They played stuff that I didn't get to hear last time, like Bleed the Freak, We Die Young. I'm just trying to think here. Some stuff I didn't get to hear from the first set. And I'll leave a link of the first set in the description so you can kind of do a compare contrast. And it's going to be longer because the Norva doesn't have a sound ordinance. Still a good show. Still a big enough crowd. And I think that Stone Sour got them riled up so much that it just basically turned into a giant ass sing-along for Alice in Chains. And, it was great. They premiered a brand new song, and they played it, the live debut at the Rebellion. And I was like, okay. I was thinking, Alice in Chains put out a brand new song. Cool. Are they going to take a song out of their list to play it live? They did. It was, better than the studio version. Great. Now, when I had seen Alice in Chains before, that was when Jerry Cantrell had his hair short. He grew it out long, let his beard go a little gray, looked much better. He didn't look like, some people called him a science teacher or a school teacher. But it was absolutely fantastic. And I do apologize, I'm saying this way in advance with the video. If this is running a little long, this is a double feature. So you're getting a lot of story for your buck. So, now we can actually move on to what I have got signed. And I'm going to start with Steel Panther. I was originally going to get this to a friend, but I might keep it, I might not. I need to just make a decision. But they signed my program, which is what this was for. Some people actually brought their luau shirts and they had metallic Sharpies to sign. Word of warning, if you are going to go to a concert like this with the signings, get a fabric Sharpie and get yourself a white piece of cloth. That way, if you wash it, or a white shirt, that way, or light shirt, that way if you wash it, it won't come out at all. My Red Sun Rising shirt still has the Sharpie from when I met them, the signing on their shirt. It's still on there. And how many washes had I had it for? It's been almost 3 years since I've had it, and how many washes has it not come out? It's good to stay. The next thing I do want to show you is the two things that I got signed for Pop Evil. Actually, before I show you the two things, caveat, one of the things is my mom's. And this was the shirt that she had got from when we saw them in Greensboro, and she's worn it a lot. But she got them to sign the sleeves of the shirt. And that means whenever she wears this now, if it gets washed, it won't come out. Now, when we went to the Greensboro show, that was with the original drummer. And this is with the new drummer. I have no distinction. I have no qualms with the new drummer. I do miss Chachi, but I think the new drummer is absolutely fantastic. Let me see if I can get her name. If I don't include it when I'm saying it, I'll include it on the screen. But everybody in Pop Evil is fantastic. And I got the cover signed. Now, when I saw Pop Evil in Greensboro, I bought the album Onyx signed. I don't feel like that's authentic. I now actually have my authentic sign. And I thought, well, what could I do different? And I thought, purple. Purple would be awesome. Look how much that pops out. Like, oh, just look how that pops. Oh. And even they were loving it. The lead singer, right here, I'll show you the insides real quick. Lead singer said, wow, that's a really purple one. They really dug it. And then if you look at behind the CD, it's just a reverse of the plus and minus that was on the front there. Very, very glad I met them. And, I got to talk with them about, seeing them in Greensboro and everything. It was really awesome. Even though I only got a couple of minutes with them, it was still great. Let me go ahead and get out the other thing that I got signed. Well, things, because my mom was in line, and you each get one thing to sign. I told her to grab this and get it signed. So, back, I forget what year it is. Let me flip it down here. 2015. So, for the 2015 Record Store Day, Stone Sour released a second of 2 EPs. I think the first one was Somewhere in Burbank, and the second one was Straight Out of Burbank. So I decided, this is the record that I have for them. Yes, it lacks a little in sound quality, but this is what I wanted to have signed. And I finally have a full record signed. Look at that. Shiny, metallic, matches exactly the colors on the front. I finally have it. Just to get an idea, this is one of those in where it looks like a coffee stain, or it's kind of like a nudge in. So, very happy to have that. But this also came with a giant poster of the cover. So I wanted to show you that because they signed this as well, and I'm going to be very careful so I don't rip anything. But my mom said, she said, find yourself and sign. And I'm going to get this framed because look at that. I'm going to just take a moment and pan the camera around, put it here so you can hopefully see it. Oh my gosh, this this is awesome. I need to actually look at it myself because I haven't seen it that much. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna definitely get a nice frame for this, and this is going up in the record room. But there's something I wanted to end on before I do my final thoughts, and it's something that's really special to me. So just give me a moment to safely put this poster away, and I will talk about it. Make a cut here. I might need to make a cut here, but there we go. So as you know, I'm a huge It's Not Alive fan, and I've talked to death about them. Actually, beyond death about them. But, you know, their new album, Underworld, featured Corey Taylor. And I thought, this is probably my only chance to meet Corey Taylor and the band. And they said only one item. So I very briefly pulled this out and I said, Corey, can you sign this for me? And he was like, yeah, great. And we got to talk for like about a minute or so, which is normal fare for a VIP. But, you know, we got to talk about the band and all that. And I got him to sign my copy. Let me pull it out so you can actually see it a little better. Limitless. So I'm hoping that Tonight Alive does a meet and greet or signing for Warped Tour. So I can get this signed by them. And then I'll have Corey Taylor and them. And then there'll be only one other signature I'll need. Lingun of Paris. So I could do a meet and greet with them and pull this out and get a complete, full signed version. But I think it's just cool that I got Corey Taylor to sign this. I'm very happy. So before I roll into final thoughts, I did want to show you this. So as we're leaving, they had all these signs around. And to tell you who's playing what stage, and they just so happen to have not the signings, not the main stage, but the side stage with Pop Evil. And I just happened to grab this. I knew they were going to throw it away, and I'm like, let me just grab this. This is going to be a nice little cool statement piece. What I'm going to do is probably take the metal post out of this and then just keep the sign. But I think this is a unique collectible. Now, who knows? I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but just wanted to show that off. So that about wraps it up for this huge video. If I did put it in one huge video, you would have not seen a ... to be continued. But if you did see a ... to be continued, here are my final thoughts. Really enjoyed The Stranger. I can highly recommend them if you're a fan of Billy Joel. Great evening for kids and families. Not too much to say there. Had an absolutely fantastic time at the Luau. I'm so very thankful I got to see Alice in Chains again. Stone Sour, I'm definitely going to be seeing again. I know it. I'm going to keep an eye on their concert calendar to try and see them again. But not too much more to say. I'm going to go ahead and just close this huge concert diary entry for now. But until the next video, as I always say, when the waters get rough, keep on sailing. You could do it. I know you can. As always, thanks for watching. And if you are watching this on the evening or morning or day, I hope you have a wonderful day.